Up next, Aurora Owens.
My mother was on the verge of tears. Don't change your name. Promise me. We chose it for you. Promise me. Promise. These were the first words she said to me when I came out to her for the second time. The first time I came out to my parents, I came out as gay, and that always felt off. It felt incorrect whenever I came out as gay to anyone. It was like I was giving the wrong answer in class, but the teacher was telling me I was right, even though I knew I was wrong. Around the time I turned 21, I started performing as a drag queen at the local gay bar in Terre Haute, Indiana. It was pretty easy for me to pick my stage name. My favorite Disney movie has always been Sleeping Beauty, so I picked Aurora. Someone also mentioned that Aurora looks like a scrambled spelling of my legal first name. It doesn't. He's just cute, so I agreed with him. As I started learning about drag, makeup, costuming, and trying to figure out wigs, which I still haven't quite mastered, I started to understand myself a little bit better. Years of hating my body and not understanding why finally started to make sense. I had always been told that I was cute, but I never believed it until I was in drag. But the idea of transitioning was also scary. I had a trans friend who self-prescribed hormones off the internet, which I do not recommend, and she was eventually hospitalized. And I didn't know if I wanted to medically transition, if it meant that it would be a risk to my health. Then I met Monique. Monique is a beautiful, glamorous, and somewhat mysterious trans woman, and she told me that as long as I went to a doctor and got the proper prescription, I'd be fine. So after several more conversations with Monique, I decided that I would start my medical transition after I graduated college later that year and once I had settled in from moving to Cincinnati. After several bumps in the road, including losing contact with Monique, I found a doctor who prescribed me hormones. My hair got longer and softer, and I started to develop breasts. Eventually, I had to wear a sports bra to work, because, obviously, and I wasn't quite out yet as trans in the workplace, but they were figuring it out. I eventually started working for a new company for a fresh start. I was finally being my true self, for the most part. I wasn't out to my family yet. They knew I did drag, and they had noticed that for the first time in my life, I was finally starting to gain weight, but it was all in my tits and ass. So I didn't think it was too surprising when I came out the second time. But again, the first words out of my mother's mouth were, "Don't change your name. We chose it for you. Promise me. Promise." But I couldn't promise her, and I wouldn't. The strange thing about names is they are so precious and powerful to us, even common names. They all have unique connotations for us. For example, everyone knows a Mike. Your Mike might be a friend or coworker, but my Mike is my dad. So when I hear Mike, I think of our family vacations to national parks and the big bags of candy we ate along the way. So I understood why my mother didn't want me to change my name. She cherishes that name. She has memories with that name. It means something good to her. But for me, that name reminds me of years of confusion, decades of heartache and hopelessness. My siblings, their children, and the cousins I still talk to all call me Aurora, Aunt Aurora, Big Sis, Little Sis, whatever the case may be. but it has taken my parents years to sporadically call me Aurora. However, this past Christmas, they did address my gift to Aurora, so it does show they're progressing, and it gave me a little bit of hope. Yeah, give it up for my parents. I've been very patient with my parents out of love and respect. I wanted them to realize that I'm still me, just a happier version. I also wanted to give them the opportunity to help me choose my new middle name. So it was a little surprising to me when they said that I should pick it. I reminded them that my mother had insisted that I never change my name, and she immediately said that she was sorry. It was selfish of her, and she should have never done it. It was a bit of closure for me. But I still needed a middle name. All of my siblings and I have a middle name that is after a relative. So I looked at our family tree, and that's where I discovered my great-great-grandma, Debbie. That's D like dog, O like ostrich, V like violin, E like elephant, and Y like yam. Debbie. Aurora Debbie. We all thought it was cute until my mom said, "Oh, you could make doves your thing." And then I immediately pictured getting bars of Dove soap and Dove chocolate for every birthday and Christmas until I died. All of my house looked like some kind of scene from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. So Debbie wasn't it. So then I thought, my legal middle name is Michael, after my dad. And what most trans women do is they feminize their name to make it easier for their family, like Eric to Erica, Andrew to Andrea, Paul to Paula, etc. But I'm not a Michaela or a Michelle. I have friends who are Michaelas and Michelles, and I love them dearly, but it doesn't resonate with me, if that makes any sense. So then I thought, my dad's middle name is Ray. I could do Ray. Aurora Ray. Aurora Ray is a mouthful, and also it just kind of sounds like a drunk person trying to say Aurora. Aurora Ray. So that wasn't it either. Then I thought, why don't I combine Michael and Ray and make May? My dad's birthday's in May, so it kind of made sense, right? And then I hadn't complicated things enough yet, so I looked at the spelling, M-A-Y. But what about M-A-E? The E would be significant because my mother is named Elizabeth, so it was a way to honor her as well. So M for Michael, A, E for Elizabeth, May, Aurora May. I loved it. So after 10 years of being Aurora and 5 years of being out to my family, I decided this past July to file for a legal name change. And serendipitously enough, my hearing is on my birthday this year in September, almost to the hour I was born. So this year you can all say, happy birthday, Aurora May.
One more time for Aurora.